I'm a firm believer of food prep over meal prep, and I hope to convert you too, so let's food prep for this week. I started with grilling some of these hex sausages in the oven, which are a great source of lean protein. Then I prepped the tofu for the week by squeezing out the moisture and coating them in cornstarch. I started baking these instead of frying, which makes my life so much easier. I also don't season these because I can use them in a curry or a teriyaki sauce or whatever I fancy later in the week. Honestly, in 2025, it's low-key embarrassing to be eating meat for every meal. As meat contains almost no fiber, substituting a meat alternative can help increase your fiber intake. Then I started with my veggie sides of the week. I can't believe the bad edit Brussels sprouts got in the 90s, but I seriously love them. They're a great source of vitamin K and vitamin C, which help with bone health and immunity support, which we really need in the winter. I love picking up something in the shop I've never cooked with before, and this week was parsnips. They have this incredible natural nutty smell, and they're also great for digestive health because they're high in fiber and antioxidants, which helps with inflammation in the body. I treated them like carrots and roasted them with this maple syrup ponzu sesame oil marinade. I may have forgotten about them in the oven, but they tasted great. I then had some carrots that were going off in the fridge, so I shredded them and popped them in the freezer for any future meals. My sister got me this food lab book for Christmas like last year, and I bookmarked a bunch of recipes, including this creamy broccoli soup, which I made some little adjustments to on the recipe depending on what I had in the fridge. I'm a big believer in avoiding food waste if you can, so definitely look in your fridge and see what you have. It's okay to change recipes if you don't have everything you need. At the same time, I was making some homemade spag bol for dinner, and while those were both cooking on the stove, I decided to label and put away all the food that we prepped. A really interesting thing about this broccoli soup recipe is that they called for anchovies, which I surprisingly had in the fridge. I also used Gruyere, aka the best cheese in the world, instead of Parmesan, and it was delicious. Then I made myself a fun little treat drink with some Okinawan sugar we got in Japan. I used leftover peppers and coriander from last week to make the spicy marinade. That's everything I made to make this week a little bit easier. So did I convert you to food prep?